I got all the tools plus 100,000 goals in a new account. And this is how. In part 1, we got the requirements for an AFK farm, and we farmed some gold and got the screwdriver and the scale tool. For part 2, we got an even better AFK farm and managed to get over 50,000 golds and bought the rest of the tools plus some other blocks. For part 3, we will make an advanced AFK farm which makes over 20,000 golds an hour with double gold game pass. Thank you so much for your incredible support lately. Together, let's smash our goal of 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Also, make sure to join our Discord server, which is linked in the description. And without further ado, let's get started. Okay guys, so for the spawn capture, we're gonna go ahead and use the old one that we used in the previous video. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is just place a block over here, and then 12 pistons in front of it. And now just place another block and connect it to the ground. Now we're gonna go ahead and delete all of this which we used in the previous farm, and we're gonna go ahead and save it to another slot. Okay, so for the bridge, we're gonna go ahead and make that tilted design. I like to call it that way, and theoretically it should never break unless like it's crazy amount of time, like 40 hours, but it shouldn't break. So the first thing we're gonna go ahead and do is turn anchor block on, and then get a block which you have the most blocks in. But yeah, just gonna use titanium because it looks better. Just rotate it one time and then scale it off the ground, just like this. And go ahead and make it something like 40 studs, something like that, and make it like 18, 19 studs should be fine, but I'm gonna make it 20, just like this. Now place a block over here and scale it down. Go ahead and use your 0.5 scale and scale it one time in, and then one time to the back. Scale it to the same width, and scale it so it's 20 studs tall, just like that. So it should be 20 by 20. Come over here and place a block all the way at the bottom, and then make it, yeah, just blend it in, and then scale it out like this, and make it about this tall, just a little bit longer than this in this corner over here. And just go ahead and clone it with your clone tool. And if you want it to become relative to this block, just hold shift and double click on this. And if you wanted to make it so it's relative to this one, hold shift and double click. So yeah, a lot of people ask in the comments, and that's how. Just clone it one time up with your scale on 20, and there we go. Just go ahead and keep doing that until you run out of blocks. And there we go. Now go ahead and get yourself the jetpack and go up. If you have a lot of blocks, the jetpack may not work, so you'll have to get the wings. But anyways, now go ahead and come over here, place a block on this one, click on it and go down. And okay, you might not have that much blocks, so I'm just gonna go ahead and scale it to 0. I just want to know how high is this. So yeah, just go ahead and come down now and make it so it's on the level of this block. Let me just point it out. Yeah, just scale it down so it hits this and a little bit more, just like that. And if you look in the scale tool, as you guys can see, the longest part is 288.5. Just go ahead and type that in the chat. Now go ahead and get yourself a calculator and then paste that number in. And now we're gonna go ahead and multiply this by 2 until we reach a certain number. Why do we do that? Every time we multiply by 2, it means that we duped once. So we want to know how many times we need to dupe. So just here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, 4, 5. Now the number that we need is 9,700, 9,500, but this is pretty close to it. But if you have any other number than that, like less, like 8,900, 8,800, you will have to dupe it once and then delete the extras. So yeah, now we're gonna go ahead and dupe it 5 times. So just type that in the chat so you don't forget. And these are temporary blocks, so you can just delete them now. Go ahead and place your movement on 0.5, and then just align the seat at the center and make it exactly like this. And if you want, you can make a color combination if you want. So let me color it really quick. I don't know, I'm just gonna go ahead and maybe try this color. I think I like it. Now go ahead and go to the top and place another seat right in the middle, as we said earlier, and a little bit up, just like this. And make sure your movement is 0.5 because you won't be able to do this if your movement isn't on 0.5. Now go ahead and scale this So it's a little bit taller than this, just like that. As you guys can see, it's a little bit taller, like one stud. And yeah, just go ahead and save and let's start duping. Go ahead and sit in the seat, delete your jetpack, and then go ahead and use a firework or a cake to connect yourself with the AFK farm. Now go ahead and jump, just like this. Go ahead and place two hinges on top of each other. This glitch may not work for you if you have like a really small or a really big character. So yeah, just go ahead and delete your seat now and the jetpack. Select all, unanchor, and then go ahead and go up. And I don't recommend you go left and right a lot because that will make it break. And if you're on PC, just go ahead and turn shift lock on, and when you click shift you can go ahead and control it easier. And if you're on mobile, just go ahead and use your camera. So once you reach the waterfalls over here, just go ahead and reload your AFK farm, and then make sure you don't just shift all the way to the side. Just go ahead and go to first person view and slowly turn around and then go back. Make sure you go up so you save some time. So once you're over here, just go ahead and align yourself with the seat, and if you want, you can just temporarily turn collisions off just to go ahead and fall down just like that. To be honest, the duping is pretty hard for me also, so I've been like 15 minutes and only 3 dupes. So I really recommend to invest in a jet turbine. This will make it like 10 times faster. So we need only 700 more golds to get the jet turbine, so I'm just gonna go ahead and grind that really fast. And finally, after about 15 minutes of grinding, so let's just go ahead and buy the jet turbine. Finally. Okay, just go ahead and reload your AFK farm. Now we're not gonna use any flying glitch. What we're gonna go ahead and do is just connect the firework, delete the seat, select all, unanchor, and then place a jet facing up, a jet facing back, and a jet facing to the front, just like this. We're gonna go ahead and go up a little bit and to the back, just like that. Now, once you reach the waterfalls, you're gonna go ahead and reload your build really quick, just like that, and go back. Now, once you're over here, what you're gonna go ahead and do is just turn collisions off for everything except for this, and turn collisions off. Now, you're gonna go ahead and walk and make sure you sit in the seat. So after this, you can delete these if you want, then jump and activate this jet. And as you guys can see, we're just going up and we're automatically gonna go ahead and sit in the seat. So you just can go AFK, drink some water, and come back and you'll be seated. Just like this. Just delete this jet, select all, anchor, collisions on, delete this firework, delete the seat, save and reload. Look how much faster we can dupe now. Let's do the last dupe. And finally, we are done. So I like to be honest with you guys, this took me 45 minutes of recording. So now for the setup, just make sure you load it in and then go ahead and get yourself a jetpack and go up. And actually we have to do one thing, and that's placing a portal on the AFK farm. Make it centered as much as you can, just like this, and turn collision off. And then after the portal, go ahead and place a block in front of the seat and set your scale to 25 and scale it one time up. And then place a seat facing the front and up, just like this. Now go ahead and save and let's start with the setup. So first sit in the seat, get yourself a firework and place it, delete the seat and unanchor all. Go ahead and just be careful and walk to the chair, and there we go. Go ahead and place yourself an anchored block on the AFK farm, just like this, and delete the seat and the firework and everything, just like this. Now go ahead and place yourself a lever and click on it to activate the spawn capture, and then delete this. Come over here, place yourself a glue block, and then an obsidian block or any type, and then make a small platform. Place a boat motor now and a driver seat. Delete this. Go ahead and select this with your screwdriver. Go ahead and go to the front and anchor. Scale it so it connects to the spawn capture, just like this. And to make sure it works, just go ahead and come over here. As you guys can see, it's pushing me forwards. We need to make the conveyor for the bridge. So what we have to do is just go ahead and place yourself a magnet, activate it, place a block inside of it. You can use any type of block, but gonna use obsidian, just like this. Go ahead and place yourself a driver seat, sit in it, and then select the block with your screwdriver tool, just like this. And then you're gonna go ahead and click F, which is gonna disable the magnet, and then anchor the block, just like this. As you guys can see, the block was very fast. So yeah, now we're just gonna go ahead and connect it to the AFK farm. Pew, pew. And we are done. Just go ahead and reset your character and start grinding. And for some weird my character just go ahead and just falls off because I come a little bit too fast for the portal. Yeah, bro. So it looks like the conveyor is a little bit too fast. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is place a glue block, make a small platform, and then place a jet and set its speed to 25. Now go ahead and connect it to your spawn capture, just like that. Reset your character and yes. And finally we have made this AFK farm, and now we should grind until we reach 100,000 golds. Of course I'm not gonna record that because the video will be like what, 12, 13, 12, 10 hours. So yeah, I think you guys have to trust me.